So hello everyone. We are the SUNY Morrisville College, and we would like to thank the organizers for allowing us to participate in this competition, and also thank the judges for their time this afternoon. So today we will be presenting our renewable energy proposal for Miami State University. So to begin with, I would like to introduce the team that consists of juniors with all the same aim of achieving our bachelor's degree in a year or two in renewable energy. So started from the left-hand side, we have Curtis, we have myself, we have Victoria, Jason, and Steven. Miami University is a campus looking to achieve sustainable community that will be able to adapt with renewable changes and renewable technologies in years to come. Miami University has a student population of about 17,000 located in Ohio University. As you can see on the map on the right-hand side, we had 18 possible buildings that we could have put solar on the rooftops for these buildings, and the perimeter for our buildings was 2.2 miles. And I'll pass it over to Team Jason.
Okay. All right, so you were supposed to make it goals. All right, so some of our major goals are to offset fossil fuel usages for the college. Making this project financially viable is a tall order, but considering the college pays 2.6 cents per kilowatt hour, the utility, but we view these systems as more of a learning opportunity for the students, with the potential of adding renewable energy oriented classes to Miami U. Students will be able to get hands-on experience with rooftops and ground mount solar PV systems, microgrid systems, solar monitoring and analysis, as we include carports and EV charging systems. Sustainability benefits and opportunities. I'm just going to briefly go over some of the important topics that we hope to solve when designing for our solar project. We all understand that with solar electricity, there's zero carbon emissions. There will be a benefit in energy cost savings. This is due to the production of your own electricity. With projects like these, we could potentially see economic developments, especially if our components are based out of the United States. These solar projects can allow for more energy independent campus. You can see a better and more stable grid that is more resilient to certain power outages, especially when you include battery storage. Okay, so key development considerations. The development process is a huge factor in a successful solar project. We need to follow all of the zoning regulations that the state of Ohio enforces. When it comes to the topography of the campus, we luckily remain relatively level. Our only grade difference comes south side with a downward slope. It's not too big of an issue for solar generation aspects. It's just something to consider. There are some of our proposed buildings in a flood zone area. These buildings are equestrian center and the equestrian stables. For things like that, we will have to keep these buildings rooftop capable for solar and make sure all electrical components like inverters are high enough off the ground. The campus also includes historic buildings. These buildings are Peabody Hall, McKee Hall, Presser Hall, Boyd Hall, Thompson Hall, and Hoyt Library. These are all the buildings that we included rooftop solar for. A big concern for solar is typically the aesthetics. Aesthetics obviously play a huge role in development, and if they're going through. We try to work with our roofs and our ground mounts to keep them out of sight and work with our campus. We are a college campus, so our energy equity isn't our biggest concern. However, we look to make this a learning opportunity for other less fortunate areas, and possibly develop community solar projects with our project today. So being shown here is the left is our official zone map. We're part of the Oxford, Ohio MU University District. The topography map is on the right-hand side here, and it obviously shows the slope going down south side. There's the flood zones being shown right next to it, and historic building map is shown at the end.
So for the solar site layout, the picture on the left, you can see there's a color code layout. The green is the ground mounted solar arrays. The blue is the rooftop solar arrays, and the yellow is the carport and EV charging stations. Looking at the map, there is a large amount of solar coverage, allowing for maximum potential for solar power. The annual energy production is 4.58 gigawatt hours. The module total for the campus is 10,297. The total system capacity is 4 megawatts. Oh, wait, wrong way. There we go. Component brands, the modules we used are the Hanwha Q-Peak, and they are one of the best aesthetically pleasing panels, which are great for a college campus. For inverters, we use SolarEdge, SunGrow, and SMA. SolarEdge are good because they're compatible with DC optimizers, and this will help with shading loss. SunGrow offers performance. They offer superior performance, and SMA is able to optimize energy on cloudy days when the power is most needed.
So we put a lot of emphasis on designing on the rooftops of many buildings. We had a total of 15 rooftop designs, and those buildings included as follows: Thompson Hall through Young Hall, as listed there. We had total module count of 5,382 modules. That equaled a total of 2,097 kilowatt hours between all the buildings with rooftop. And then we had an average DC-AC ratio of 1.26, and we used Aurora and Helioscope to see differences between design softwares. And that is our rooftop continued. Sorry about that.
Across campus, we have a total of 4 carport arrays, 3 of which we're going to pair with EV chargers. Our goal of these is not to only power student and faculty vehicles with emission-free electricity, but also reduce range anxiety for anyone commuting with an EV. There are a few level 2 chargers on campus already, but we recommend pairing level 3 chargers with these solar systems because it will reduce charging time of these vehicles by several hours. The solar array in the geothermal field is by far the largest system we have on campus. We had to use a ballast system to avoid interfering with the loop field of the geothermal plant. With over 4,000 modules, we estimate we reached a 1.6 megawatt nameplate, an estimated annual energy output of nearly 2 megawatts. We opted to create a microgrid with 3 adjacent buildings you can see in the helioscope model. Not only will this give students enrolled at Miami U the opportunity to see how a microgrid works firsthand, the system will meet about 2/3 of the 3 buildings' combined energy demand over the course of the year.
Okay, so as known, Miami University does have a generator load. The generator load graph being shown to the left can show the running time is typically during the summer months. This is important because the campus will typically be empty in the summer months, meaning there'll be less use of electricity. We hope that with the greater solar generation from summer weather, that there will be enough power to outright replace the need for a generator.
Okay, so these are our re-opt outcomes. So we did an analysis for every building, and then we had even some had multiple revisions. Our findings concluded that many buildings with rooftop solar produced poor results when battery storage was added. Also, our estimated NPV on REOPT concluded that most systems with battery had a negative value. However, larger projects like the geothermal plant saw benefit with battery storage due to system size. These are our P50, P95s for our solar arrays. So we calculated the 50th and 95th percentile of every system in Excel using monthly production values from our design softwares. Our total P50 and P95 values are as follows. In the top row, the total building production, P50 and P95, and then the bottom, average building production, P50 and P95 average. So we feel a power purchase agreement is the best option for our project due to less stress on the campus for the maintenance and operation of the systems. And we then decided on a utility rate of 8 cents per kilowatt hour, since that is the maximum value utilities have agreed to pay in past PPAs while also yielding the highest IRR. So these are our key financial factors. Our financial summary concludes that our total cost is 9.5 million. The construction loan is around 7.6 million. And our PPA price, as stated in the previous slides, is the 8 cents per kilowatt, and our IRR of 46% as stated before. And then our NPV was 3.1 million.
So for grid integration and interconnection, you can see on the picture on the left in the top, these are the heat maps and the nodes that we use for each building, and they're color coded for each building. This helps with coordinating with local utilities for interconnection agreements, assessing potential voltage issues and concerns is important for eliminating poor connections when interconnecting the buildings. The chart on the bottom shows each building capacity and the maximum capacity for the nodes that each building is connected to. Maximizing solar consumption while maintaining allowable capacity is important so we don't overload the system. Engagement and education. Community involvement is important when trying to make change in a solar. With the support of the students, faculty, staff, and local community members, this will help the progress of clean energy. Culture change with involvement in the community, this will lead to inspiring future generations to learn about solar and possibly transition to hands-on opportunities and continue with renewable energy. Thank you. Any questions?